Derby County takeover investment, where is it? Now, over the course of, obviously, I think it's now the last 12 months at minimum, Derby County have publicly been searching for investment and a potential takeover party to come in. Now, obviously, none of that has been done yet, but why is that? And if it has happened, why don't we know about it? Now, I'm not going to come on here and say that I know what's going off or anything along those lines, but I certainly believe there's more going off than we actually know. And whether that means that a deal's in the works or conversations are ongoing, that's obviously something that can be led to David Clowes, as we know. And I think there's some big problems if Derby County don't get investment, but I certainly think we're in the right place if we do. Now, obviously, there's a lot for John Eustace to work with this summer and a lot that he needs to do. But does that come with potential investment money? You can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. Shall we take a deeper look? Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, obviously, for Derby County, it's been realistically a 3-year search for investment, for takeovers and all that jazz. And ultimately, it hasn't quite come through yet. Now, we are led to believe that talks are advancing behind the scenes as per that of John Percy just a couple of months ago. But why is it that these talks may be advancing, but there's nothing? There's not a little snippet of a leak. There's not a little snippet of who could be the potential buyer, who could be the potential investor. Now, there was a lot of rumours going around about this time a month ago, claiming that things were going to happen on the 1st of July. Now, ultimately, as I mentioned, very much rumours, unsubstantiated, absolutely no basis to the claims. And yes, I spoke about Arthur Blank. I spoke about Andy Appleby's interview with that of Radio Derby. And I was very clear in the fact that rumours are rumours, and we don't really know the position the club's in a financial aspect, let alone in terms of a takeover investment aspect. Because as much as you can go and look on Companies House at the books, you can go and look at this, you can go and look at that, ultimately you can't get a look at what it looks like right now. You can get a look at last year, you can get a look at this year when the new accounts drop, but ultimately you don't essentially get a day-to-day running. Now, obviously, if we look at Derby County's movement in the transfer window so far, we've bought in 3 free transfers and 2 paid transfers. Obviously, with the signings of Richard O'Donnell, Andy Vyman and Danny Bart, they will all have included a signing on fee and obviously wages. You then go on to the undisclosed fee for Carlton Morris, rumoured to be about £500,000, but ultimately we don't have a true figure. And then obviously you've got the purchase of Patrick Agyemang, which was rumoured to be around £7 million all in once add-ons and things are gone. So if we say £5 million right now, and do Derby County have money left to spend? Now, David Clowes said from the start that the club was funded for 5 years. Now, I think this would put us, this would be, is this year 4? 22 to 23, 23 to 24, 24 to 25. So yes, this would be year 4, 25 to 26, which means that the club have budgeted and have a business plan for the next 2 seasons, which means the club is fully funded right now. Now, that gives Derby County 2 benefits. Now, some of you might not understand why that gives us benefits, so I'm going to explain my thoughts on this. Derby County don't have to rush into any potential buyer or any potential investment. They can take their time. They can see what the process is. They can see what the thoughts are of those buyers, their plans. They can essentially have them side by side, looking at the running of the club, how this is done, how that's done. And essentially, they could do 6 months of a test as with David Clowes still funding, them seeing the position that the club's in and how things work on a day-to-day of football. Because ultimately, not everybody understands that, and not everybody understands how much money has to go into a football club. And that is sort of why I believe that nothing has happened yet. Now, we could get an announcement over the course of the next few weeks, and that completely shuts everything down that I've just said. But Derby County are funded for the next 2 years, 2 seasons, as per that of David Clowes' business plan when he took over the club. So realistically, we're in a really good position. Now, the only problem that I see with that is that if Derby County go on an unbelievable run this season and end up getting promoted, is the cash there to compete, to go and bring in players? If Derby County this season go and finish in the playoffs or whatever, is the money there next season to compete, to be able to go again? That's obviously something that we won't know till a year's time from now. But also, if that does happen, that means we've had some good performers. That means that there's probably some return on investment there. Because the problem that we have right now as Derby County, for me, is we don't have many players, in my opinion, that are valuable in a sense of someone would come in and buy. You look at Kane Wilson, I don't think anybody would pick him up at the moment, with obviously the situation regarding his contract for next season, where he doesn't have one. You look then at Joe Ward, hasn't played really for the last 3 years as a result of injury. Well, is it 2 years, since he joined Derby? He hasn't played that much because of injury. Ryan Niambi, another one, injury. Jake Rooney, injury, a young player with little return on investment. No one's really going to try and buy Matt Clark right now. You look at the players that we've got who could have value, Sondre Langas, Zetterstrom. You look at maybe Selverson if he has a good season. And that's sort of the position we put ourselves in. Obviously, Ajimang, if he has a good season, could have sell-on fee. But the problem is we have no one that if we needed cash tomorrow, we could go and get cash for straight away, in my opinion. Like, you look at Cashim from last year, we knew that Brighton wanted him. So if we had needed to get rid for X amount of money, we could have done that. But ultimately, Brighton came in anyway with a really good offer. And that's sort of the problem that I'm seeing with Derby County's position at the moment, is as much as the next 2 years are funded, there's no sort of... Now, there might be a plan behind the scenes on where money's going to come from and things like that, but I'm looking at the transfer window right now and I'm looking at the squad depth and I'm thinking Derby County is still probably 3 or 4 players short. Probably 2 central midfielders, at least 2 wingers, maybe 3. You look at potentially bringing in a right back, although, as I've said previously, Isaac Gordon, very, very good player in my opinion, could be given the opportunity this year. You look at left back, obviously we've got the likes of Tristan Gill who can step in there and things like that, but it's one of those where you're sort of then taking a risk on a youngster, which I believe we should do more of it, and I think we will do under John Eustace, but I think that's sort of the problem that we're facing right now. I do think there's obviously a massive possibility in those central midfield positions that Darren Robinson, Cruz Allen, Harry Hawkins all get opportunities, but you'd really want them to be sort of like, in case of injuries, let them go and get a loan experience. Like Harry Hawkins was part of a promotion battle. Cruz Allen last season was one of the stars of the show for the 18s and then for the 21s. So there's so many different opportunities that can be found. And ultimately at the moment, I think there's a lot of work that needs doing on this Derby squad. The wide areas, I don't necessarily think we've got anyone in the academy to come and take those positions right now. Yes, you can put Cruz Allen wide right, wide left. You've got now McAndrew can step in there. Lennon Wheeldon, obviously. But for me, we've got Blackett Taylor and Caden Jackson, and I just think we need a bit more senior senior figures there. Obviously, you've got Andy Vyman who can step in at the 10 right and left as well, but we don't really know where John Eustace plans to play him. Obviously, he's not played in pre-season yet, but there is a game on Tuesday where we might see him, and obviously that's one where we don't really know, and that is why investment for me is so important. But obviously, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. And I'll catch you in my next video. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.